So the Burn Pits 360 is, my understanding, an organization founded by a veteran who was affected by the burn pits, and is a very educational website, which I have absolutely studied and really looked through. There's so much information. I haven't looked at every single thing, but I've looked at a lot of it. It does overlap with some of the information I found elsewhere. And they have a burn pit registry where approximately 20,000 veterans have registered for it so far, and what's in or their family members. And so let me elaborate on that. So basically, Burn Pits 360 has a burn pit registry where a veteran that's exposed to burn pits or their family members can fill it out for them. And the reason, you may ask, why would their family members fill it out for them? Well, if that veteran's terminally ill and is unable to do so, or has passed away from a terminal illness, that's why. And so the Veterans Affairs, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs current burn pit registry does not allow for family members to fill out information pertaining to their family member that's terminally ill and unable to do so, or has passed away, is my understanding. You have to keep in mind, while I have studied this issue in quite a lot, and I don't want to say extensively because there's just so much information out there about this. I have looked at the burn pit registry, information on Burn Pits 360, as well as U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. I was never exposed to burn pits, so I haven't filled them out, and I haven't needed to fill them out for someone else at this time. I just one that's close to me that was exposed to that area where burn pits were. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. But I just want to go ahead and show a poignant video that was featured by a local news channel. The news channel is WCAX is what it's called. It was entitled Battle Over Burn Pits. Evidently, that aired on date September 14th, 2018.
Now the 58-year-old is in the fight of his life. And I was exposed to it. 3 times to Afghanistan.
This was my Green Mountain Boy flag that we flew over in condos.
And brought home 2 Bronze Stars. He says he brought something else home, too.
It was an odd form of pancreatic cancer that he had not quite seen before.
A cancer doctors didn't recognize at first. And he says this caused it. Are you convinced that the burn pits led to your cancer?
Yes.
Open-air burn pits in Afghanistan. He worked 300 yards away from one on his last deployment.
Those burn pits were going 24/7. They just never stopped.
And what was in them?
Everything. The best way to explain it is everything. The smoke rising from the burn pits was so heavy, it would just hang over the base.
And service members breathed that in. Now thousands, including some Vermonters, say it made them sick. Cancers or strange undiagnosed illnesses and growths. Some have died.
They started a burn pit registry, so we know we have a problem.
Heston is undergoing aggressive cancer treatment and says these illnesses take a greater toll on family, like his wife June, who waited and worried at home during deployments and has to now too.
I never asked for this. It's 5 years I was away from home. I come back. She still is there. And she's the one that's picking up the pieces from me. So we got to take care of the family. This is not just affecting the soldier. This affects the whole family. I need the Army to be there for us.
Okay. So that was a general, I believe anyways. So he deployed multiple times, was exposed to burn pits. He ended up with a rare form of cancer. He passed away about 2 months after the interview was done that you just saw. You have to keep in mind that this was filmed, that interview, back in 2018. The general passed away that same year. I believe it was in November. And this interview, according to what I recall seeing, was filmed in September of that same year. So just 2 months later, he passed away. Anyways, there's just a lot of people coming forward through the last number of years I wasn't even aware of. They're talking about rare cancers and rare illnesses and unexplained illnesses that doctors, whether inside the VA or outside the VA, can't seem to figure out what on earth they even are exactly. They don't even have a name for some of this stuff. So yeah, there's just a lot to this, but whatever the case, I have included the burn pit links registries that I covered a few minutes earlier in the description of this YouTube video, this LinkedIn live stream. It's going to be included in the podcast description of this as well. And moving forward, I'm going to do my best to make sure it's included in all the media that has to do with the military community. It already is on my YouTube channel. Haven't had a chance to do that on moving forward. I will do that when it comes to LinkedIn, even though the character count's so limited, for live streams. And then I'm going to do my best to include as much as I can in the podcast, but it's going to take a long time probably to get it all included. But yeah, if you know someone that's a military veteran that was exposed to burn pits, this is definitely something that will be of interest to them, or should be. And just really trying to raise awareness and educate people, because if they can get into the doctor sooner than later to get checked out for some of these things, or catch things sooner than later, that could be a very life-saving measure for these people. Okay.